Hi, my name is Jack Waterson. This is my first reflection for MGT501, which is assessment 3. This builds on my initial reflection and just examines how my understanding of the business environment has evolved since taking the course, basically. I'm using the Driscoll's reflective model, so this will be broken up into this introduction and asking what, so what, and now what. And
my background is split between the music industry and the education sector. I've been in the music industry now for 20 odd years, and I have been in the education sector for about 10 in one context or another. I've gone through and done formal training in both, and all through that I could see things happening around me in terms of businesses, and going into business has always been something that I've aimed to do again. I've had small businesses in the past, but here we are. I initially, coming into this course, I would say that I thought of businesses as little islands. They were isolated, they were independent, they were self-contained, and they were exploiting one thing or another in order to turn a profit, essentially. And I definitely didn't see them as interconnected as they have turned out to be. Probably the biggest shift in my thinking was understanding how businesses are shaped by these myriad relationships around them. And Freeman's stakeholder theory really shows how a business is accountable to all of these stakeholders, and these structures are designed to maintain all of these little relationships and interrelationships, not just the internal stakeholders that immediately come to mind, but also the external stakeholders and the community around the business. Also, business theory that is distinguishing between micro, macro, and meso environments. The work that comes to mind is by Ramat, which I'll put the reference there. Seeing these dynamic business environments, showing how you have all these internal decisions and external pressures that are constantly in tension with each other, and how that functions at those three levels was probably one of the bigger changes. It means that I now see these businesses, instead of being islands, it's that they're sort of a node in a network of networks that's so interconnected, and it is affected by so myriad number of things that it just makes sense that we've had, I don't know, 2 to 30 centuries of writing about how to handle this. To continue on that, the shift becomes clearer looking at Porter and Five Forces and seeing how this works in competition, because it is ultimately a competition rather than a collaboration. And that, I wouldn't say reframed in itself, that shift from competition to collaboration, but I'm definitely more experienced with one than the other. And a business doesn't compete in isolation. It's how it competes in that structure of the pressures and the relationships around it. And I thought the blue ocean strategy actually was a really elegant way that was put to describe the difference between that breaking ground and competing kind of dichotomy. The important part, the now what. Because if you don't take it and move forward, then you just learn a lot of fancy words to be a participant in a system you're already in. My current entrepreneurial aims are to launch an app, a music education app, but it's part of a whole suite of music tools that come with it. I basically made the best metronome that's ever existed. And where previously I would go, well, I'll just promote my metronome, it's the best metronome that's ever existed, I now recognize that all of that is pointless if I don't understand the systems that are happening around me while I am doing that. If I can't establish whether I am in a blue ocean or a red ocean, I will be destined to sink in either. So that is where it comes forward for me. I can get out a few quotes by Deloitte's and McKinley and all the big consultancy firms who basically say exactly that. It's a matter of understanding where you live in these systems in order to have any success within them.